Happy Monday. It's great to start a new week with everybody. What a nice turnout of friends. Welcome if you're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, the world, basically. And I chat for 5 minutes. I try to keep it light and somewhat provocative, things to think about, certainly never to convince, but to suggest and to inquire and question our perceptions about existence in such a way that we can break the bonds of who we think we are. And that's a sub-theme this whole week, is the chasm between who we think we are and who we actually are. The differential between that is wider than the Grand Canyon. Who we think we are is so far removed from who we actually are that it's impossible to describe in words. So there's a saying that I think we might be familiar with if we're in the spiritual game a little bit. It's a good one. I like it. And it's when, it's what somebody might say to us when we are rummaging around in the past, or we're feeling the repercussions or the echoes of the memories of something that's happened in the past, and it's corrupting or distorting our present moment. A friend might say to us, well, that was then, this is now. And we go, oh my goodness, I was echoing around in the past, and yet how entirely human of us is that to do? And I was thinking, well, if we're living in that space, we're actually living this phrase, that was now, this is then. In other words, there have been present moment experiences in the past that have been that have left such an impression, such a dent on us, that they've actually become our present moment. That was now, this is then. And so we're living like a record player that keeps skipping back to a previous groove. We're living in who we think we are, the memory, the impression that happened a long time ago, and it's distorting, it's limiting, it's restricting, it's constraining our present moment experience. It sort of made me wonder what would happen if we woke up in a movie one day and we forgot who we are. I mean, we had all of our skills, talents, abilities, capacities, senses, and yet we'd forgotten everything that had ever happened to us. We were as alive as we had ever been, but the traumas, the hurts, the wounds, the distortions, the enculturation, the education, who we thought we were was gone, and all that was left is who we are. What would life be like? It would be odd at the start, wouldn't it? You'd look at yourself in the mirror and there wouldn't be a judgment. There wouldn't be like, oh, there's that person and there's that quirk or foible about them that I don't like. It would be, wow, look at that amazing being in front of me. And then out into the day you would go, exploring life. Instead of driving your car, looking up at the rearview mirror, it's like, that's the place most people are living. I hate to say it, but it's really true. You're driving in your car, and instead of looking out through the windshield at the fascinating things that you should be looking at or could be looking at and have the responsibility to be looking at in order to drive safely and to have fun, we're looking in the rearview mirror, looking at what's behind us. No wonder we run into things. No wonder we go off course. So today, let's keep this phrase in mind. That was now, this is then. Whenever we find ourselves rummaging around in the impressions, the memories, the echoes in the past in such a way that it's degrading or diminishing our present moment experience. We could theoretically forget the past, but it's very hard. We have these brains that hold patterns in them. So the good news is that we are meditators, and meditation is the number one way to remember who we actually are rather than who we think we are. The gap, the differential between who we think we are and the experience of who we are is the distance from here to the edge of the universe. Experientially, the gap is so profound that when we do get glimpses of who we are rather than the echo of who we think we are, it's immeasurably vast and glorious. So today, That was then. This is now. We'll see you this whole week. We'll continue on this theme, and our meditation will deliver us the experience of who we are rather than who we think we are. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you all tomorrow.